Hi everyone, so not that long ago, well actually quite a while ago, I did a video where I lip swatched all my new lipsticks to decide which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I'm going to declutter. And today I'm going to be doing the reds and kind of the rest of my collection if I can. Max is asleep right now, so let's see how many we can get through. I don't foresee that I'll be decluttering a whole bunch of lipsticks. For the most part, I feel like I really do think I have a good collection of them, but I really want to get rid of ones that are too old and that I'm not really reaching for anymore. Also, I do want to say that for any lipsticks that I do decide to declutter, they will be recycled via the TerraCycle recycling program for beauty products and packaging. And I really like this program because they actually hand separate recyclables into different fibers, and then they either turn them into another product or they reuse it, upcycle it, recycle it as appropriate. And I just think this is a great program, so that's what I'll be doing for any lipsticks that I decide to declutter. Definitely go check them out if you want to do the same, because I know that a lot of pretty much councils in Australia, you can't really recycle a lot of beauty products, but through their program you can. So as per my previous video, I'm gonna go by brand, and let's start off with these ones right here. These are my Revlon matte lipsticks, and I love these. These are so old. These are some of my oldest lipsticks in my collection, but I really genuinely love them because I like the formula and I love the colors. So let's start off with Really Red. This is not a shade that I use the most frequently out of all of them, but I do really like this red. And I'm not sure if they make this color anymore. I don't think they make all of these. I think some of them they've discontinued, but I really love this. It's kind of a pity that they have, because I really do like the formula and I like the shade. After all these years, these lipsticks are still good. Okay, next shade we've got is in the red 007. I feel like this red is a little bit more muted. It's still gorgeous, and I find that these reds in particular are super wearable. I really like the tones of these reds, keeping that as well. Just removing these with a bit of micellar water. Next we've got Fabulous Fig, and this one is actually my favorite red from this line. I think that this red, out of all of them, is the most, I don't know, most unique, and because it's not super red, I find that it's quite wearable if you don't want something too punchy. And I generally do get a lot of compliments on this color when I'm wearing it. It's just a really nice red, although I feel like it's going on a little bit darker because of the shades underneath it. But yeah, I really like this red, and I used to wear this a lot for work. And then lastly, we've got Wine Not, and this one is a deeper red. It's a gorgeous vampy red. I love the pigmentation and the formula of these lipsticks, so I'm definitely keeping these Revlon lipsticks. Now I also have Strawberry Suede. This is a really old lipstick that again, they're all old. Lisa Eldridge recommended, and this is actually a stunning color. But basically I've got this right now because I actually compared this to one of Lisa Eldridge's lipsticks. So if you want to see what this looks like, I will leave that in the cards. I really love all these Revlon lipsticks. I haven't really tried any of their new ones. I feel like this is really all I need because I love them so much. Even though they're so old, they still get good use out of my collection. Next, let's move on to some Nars lipsticks. I have a couple of their formulas. So let's start off with the Audacious first. I really like this formula. I only have 2 of them. I don't feel like I need to get any more of these. I do actually really enjoy this new formula because it's really nice and creamy, and I love the packaging. It's nice closure as well. So this one is Leslie. Ooh, I'm not doing a great job today at applying lipstick. So let's just ignore the terrible application of this lipstick, but I do adore this color. It's kind of a nice brownish red. That's why this kind of video I feel like is a good reminder of the lipsticks I do have, so I can go back and be like, yes, I do have some awesome reds in my collection. I don't need to buy any more. And this is a gorgeous color, Leslie. When I first got this lipstick, I used to wear it a lot. I haven't reached for it a whole ton recently, but I still love it. So definitely gonna keep that. So this one in this gorgeous limited edition red packaging is Rita. I believe this was for one of their holiday collections. And the crazy thing is I actually had this sitting in my drawer unopened until really recently, but this is a stunning color. I do not know why. Well, I do know why. I've got a lot of lipsticks. Got lost there. But this is a stunning red. I love this red so much. Okay, so ideally when applying these reds, I'd be taking a lot more time too, so that I get a better line. But let's just appreciate this red for a moment because this is gorgeous. And I did actually wear this recently. It's a beautiful color, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection. Now these 4 lipsticks I believe are from the Stephen Klein collection, and they're all the old formula, so they're no longer available. I rarely reach for these. They're stunning colors, but I feel like I've got better formulas. I think it's smart that Nars did reformulate, because I do think that the Audacious lipstick formula is so much more superior to their old ones. Let's just lip swatch these and I'll show you what they look like on my lips. So this one is Short Circuit, and I do like this color. I don't have a lot of kind of orangey reds in my collection, which is why I've kept this one, because I don't tend to wear a lot of orange reds. And now that I think about it, I don't think I necessarily need to keep this, because I just don't reach for them. I really don't. I do think that I'm probably most likely going to be decluttering all of them. Let's just lip swatch them first and see. But I don't think this particular shade is that, it's not that flattering on my skin tone. Then we've got Scarlet Empress, and this is a vampy red shade. It reminds me of Why Not, maybe a bit deeper. Let's see what it looks like on the lips, because I can't remember the last time I wore this shade. Okay, so this is a lot more berry tone than it looks in the bullet, which surprises me because again, I haven't worn this in such a long time. It's nice and creamy. It feels quite lightweight on the lips, I guess. Although my lips are starting to hurt, but I don't reach for this shade that often. I really don't. And it's kind of, these lipsticks are starting to get really kind of sticky on the sides. It just goes to show they're really old now. And realistically, I'm not going to be reaching for this shade a lot. I mean, personally, I just don't find that I reach for berry toned shades all that frequently. Again, because I don't necessarily think they suit my skin tone all that much. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one as well. Next one we've got is Future Red. So this is a gorgeous red. It's kind of like a classic red. I do like it. Again, there's nothing particularly wrong with these shades, but I feel like the formulas that we see these days, I kind of reach for more so than this one. I'm not going to be swatching any of my Pat McGrath lipsticks, any of my Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, because I've already done a lip swatch video on them. But I'm pretty sure this looks like a Pat McGrath lipstick color that I already have. I'm reluctant to keep this, and I don't think I will. So if I have to think about it, it's going. And then last one I have is in the shade Full Frontal, and this is actually a purple shade. It looks really pretty in the bullet, actually. But again, I have not used it in years. This is a really fun purple. You know, I thought I was going to declutter all of these older Nars lipsticks, but I actually really enjoy the shade, and I forgot I had it in my collection. So I'm going to keep this one around because I don't think I have a shade like this. I actually think it goes even with this eye look. And lastly, we've got this one in the shade Bangkok, and this one is really old. I actually wore this a couple of months ago. It feels so dry on the lips. Let me just show you. It drags. I don't know if you can tell. And this probably should have gone in the nude one, but this one was in my handbag, which is why I didn't have it in that video. This is more of a pinky nude. Honestly, I don't know what I was thinking when I picked up this shade. I don't think it's flattering. I think I bought this online, pretty sure. And just went in blind. The formula is not particularly nice because it does kind of make the lips feel really dry and just drags across the lips. I hate matte lipsticks that kind of, you know, you have to work it in to kind of get it to show up rather than kind of gliding over. And I don't think you can get the pure matte lipsticks anymore. So this one is definitely being decluttered. So out of the 7 Nars lipsticks, I'm keeping 3 and I'm decluttering 4. Okay, so next let's talk about my melt lipsticks. I have mentioned many a time that I don't really like the melt lipstick formula, but I like the shades, and I find that the shades are fairly unique to what's being offered by other brands, and that's purely why I buy them. But I don't think I'm going to be buying any more in future, and I think I pretty much have the majority of them anyway. Some of these shades are really strange shades. We're going to go through those, as well as more, I guess, classic shades like Dark Room. Dark Room is a beautiful vampy shade. Let's try this one first. And I have got lip balm on because my lips are starting to hurt. If you do not like very dry matte lipsticks, you're not going to like the melt formula. So this is Dark Room. I actually don't reach for this kind of shade all too often, so I think honestly I am gonna get rid of this one. I think like out of all my melt lipsticks, this one's the least unique because a lot of brands do make shades like this, and I feel like even Shanghai Express was very similar to this one, so I'm going to declutter this one. Next, let's use 710, and I actually do really like this shade. It's a nice kind of burnt orange shade, but it's kind of got a tinge of, I don't know, yellow in it, or brown, yellowy brown. I haven't got anything like this in my collection. This one's definitely staying. I think I used this not too long ago. I think it was actually in my purse. This is what I mean by unique colors. I think this is a really stunning color. It's definitely not for everyone, but I love oranges, and this is a gorgeous orange. We've got Bang Bang. I think this is a, okay. I don't know if you just saw that. That just full on just came out of the bullet. Packaging is not, it's not great. I have, like I said, complained in the past about how flimsy these are. The component feels so, like some of them you can actually hear the You can hear it shaking around. I don't know if you can hear that. I just put that back in because I like this shade. That's the only reason why. Like I said, I don't really have a shade like this in my collection. This is a gorgeous, super bright orange lipstick. I am keeping that even though I hate the packaging, but I do like the color. And again, I wore this shade not too long ago as well, so I do reach for my matte lipsticks. By the way, if some of these lipsticks are looking shiny when I'm showing them, it's because I've got lip balm underneath. I'm using the Pat McGrath early price lip balm. Wouldn't recommend this because I think you can get the same thing for way cheaper. Next we've got Mum. I feel like this shade matches my top pretty much exactly. It's a really nice brown shade and I really like it. Again, it's a very unique shade to my collection and I really do enjoy browns. Next shade we've got is 666 and this is again a really deep reddy brown shade. So I like this shade. I like the idea of this shade. I feel like what I've realized over the years is that this is the kind of shade that I used to love. I used to wear quite a bit, but nowadays I just want a lip that is not too fussy. I don't want a lip that I have to nurse a whole ton. And I don't feel like I need more than one of these kind of shades in my collection. And like I said, I have a Pat McGrath one that if I want a deep, dark, sexy lip, that's the one I go for. So for that reason, I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. Which I didn't think I did. I was gonna say, I didn't think I was actually gonna get rid of any of my matte lipsticks, but there you have it. Oh, I've got so many of these matte lipsticks left. And they hurt the most, let me tell you. Okay, Tomboy. This is a really odd shade. I don't know what I was thinking when I got this shade because it's really strange and I think I've only worn it like a handful of times. This is the weirdest shade ever. This is like the shade of cement or gravel. When am I gonna wear this shade? What was I thinking when I bought this shade? It wasn't a smart purchase. I have to get rid of this one because it's not a shade I'll really ever reach for. I don't think I'm ever going to go out to the shops wearing this shade. This is a Fantasy Self shade. I feel like if I was going to wear this shade, it'd be for Halloween. But in Australia, we don't really celebrate Halloween. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to get rid of this one. No one's going to want this. Okay, we've got Mural. And again, this is another orange shade. I feel like this shade is similar to 710, but more muted. And I do like it. Again, I love orange shades. And this is a nice kind of alternative orange to have. Next we have Stepford, and this is again quite a strange shade. It's kind of like a deep grayish. I feel like this is definitely more wearable than the cement shade. I don't know what's in here that's rattling around, but it's not really well made. I think I could definitely wear this one a lot more easily than I can the cement shade. Okay, we've got Last Kiss. I do like Last Kiss. This is a really gorgeous pink. I think it's beautiful. I'm definitely keeping this one around. I actually wore this on one of the last days I had at work before I went on maternity leave. I feel like it's somewhat similar to Skyscraper Rose from Lisa Eldridge. It's not exactly the same, but if you missed out on that shade, I think this is a gorgeous pink. I'll leave that as well in the description if you want to see that because yeah, you can then see those shades side by side to see how similar they are. We have Old Fashioned. So of all the weird shades, I definitely think this one is the most wearable because it's kind of like a cool toned brown. It's kind of got taupey tones to it. And I actually do quite like this. I think I can get away with this. I think I would get use out of this, so I'm going to keep this one. So this one is the last matte lipstick. This is Frisky. So this one is definitely more of a nude. I'm not sure why I didn't put this in the nude one, but I actually really like this shade. And I've recently been getting into nudes. Like in the past, I never would wear a nude, but it's something that I am more inclined to wear on an everyday basis. So I'm definitely keeping this one around because this is the kind of nude that I like. It's a nice kind of pinky nude. It's not too pink, which I like. So I have two Makeup Forever lipsticks that look so similar. I don't know why I bought both of them. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of both of them. One, because I don't like the smell of these. These smell super perfumey. Like they smell like a traditional lipstick, and I don't find that the form is particularly it's anything to rave home about, and I never reach for these, so I am actually going to declutter these, but let me swatch them first because that's the process. So this one is 35. It's a berry shade. I really reach for berry toned shade. Don't like the smell. Then we have 34, which is, like I said, very similar to 35. I don't know what possessed me to buy these two shades. I do think 34 is a little bit more pink and not as berry toned. But I mean, on the lips, they look really similar. Either way, I'm getting rid of both of these lipsticks. I'll see if my mum wants them. She might like them. She really likes these kind of shades and they really suit her. So it's another day. I'm back to do more swatches because if I did it all in one sitting, my lips would honestly die. So if you're wondering why there's a change of lighting, that's why. I also want to say that I've actually moved away from actual lighting to natural lighting. I don't know. I just feel like it looks a little bit better and more natural, and I want things to appear more true to color as possible. So yeah, if you've noticed a lighting change in my videos recently, that is why. Hopefully I can do the rest in this sitting, but otherwise you might see me in another outfit. So let's get onto it. I have got 4 MAC lipsticks. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be decluttering all of them because one, they're very, very, very old. I haven't bought a MAC lipstick in years. They were definitely one of these brands that I think like a lot of people, they're the brand I knew when I wasn't really into makeup, and it had a reputation for having like lots of variety of colors and shades and textures. So yeah, I got into MAC in my early days of makeup, and since then I haven't really gone back for more. I've tried other formulas that I prefer, and I mean, they are pretty pricey in Australia. We've got Brave, which I don't know why I didn't include in my nude lipstick video because this is actually a nude. It's a pink nude, and it's not my kind of nude. The good thing about MAC is they do have a back to MAC program, so I think you take in 5 products and then you get 1 lipstick of your choice, which I think is great. Getting rid of this one, I haven't worn this in years and years and years, much like the rest of my MAC lipsticks. Then we have Spiced Tea. These all survived my last lip declutter. Since then, I'm pretty sure I haven't worn any of them, so I really should have gotten rid of them at that time. Actually, it's a really nice color, but again, don't really reach for MAC lipsticks, and I don't really like the smell of them, to be honest. They've got a very chemical smell, and it's just about to break as well. It is old and time to go. Then I've got Hipster, and this is a frost finish. I definitely feel like this lipstick is quite patchy and it's not really flattering on the lips. I don't know why I kept it around. I feel like maybe because I thought, you know, they're expensive, keep it, because otherwise you have flush your money down the drain. But honestly, I feel like once you've spent the money, it's already gone and you just can't get it back. So there's really no point in me holding on to this for that reason. I feel like that one has stained my lips a little. Next one we have is Ladybug, and I feel like this is quite an iconic shade. You know, when people want a red that's not too bold and out there, they get recommended Ladybug from MAC. There is a little bit of, I don't know what it is it fuzz or mold on the sides? I don't think I'm going to use this on my lips because it is really old. Like I said, it's one of my first MAC lipsticks. I'll swatch it for you on my hand. It's an okay red. It's not a red that I would go for. I like reds that are a bit more punchy. Getting rid of this one. So yeah, decluttering all 4 of my MAC lipsticks. Wow, I'm surprised at how much I've decluttered. I didn't think I was going to do that much. Also, I do want to mention that one of the people that I follow on Instagram, she posted that Mecca had an empties bin where you can actually take all your empties to that bin. I really do hope that they, you know, send it off somewhere. It may be through the TerraCycle program. I do think that's a great step, and I hope more brands do things like that. So I'm gonna look out for that in my Mecca store. I'm really on board with that kind of thing. We've got some ColourPop lippie sticks. I like these, but I haven't got that many in my collection just because, I don't know, I've got lots of lipsticks and I don't reach for them a whole ton. I've got this purple shade, Climax, it's a Matte X formula, as well as Trixie, and this is a satin formula. I have worn Trixie before, but honestly, I can't recall the last time I wore Climax. It's a purple shade. I don't wear a ton of purples in my everyday life. Let's put Trixie on first. This is such a fun shade. I'm definitely gonna keep this. I don't have that many punchy pinks in my collection, and like I said, I do like the lippie sticks. They're just kind of easy to throw on, especially because they're quite slim. It's comfortable, it's pigmented. I like it. I like this color as well. I don't wear them all that often, but summer is ahead of us and I can definitely feel those summery vibes with this lipstick. I actually tend to like wearing really bright lipsticks in the peak of winter because it perks up my mood. It makes me feel a little bit more, I don't know, happy, and when it's a miserable day and it's grey and raining, it just lifts your spirits. I'm gonna keep this one. Then we have Climax, and this is the purple shade. I don't really know what possessed me to buy a purple because I rarely wear them. It's one of those things, ColourPop is, you know, considered an affordable brand, so if you want to try something that's not quite what you usually wear, it's definitely more palatable. It's easier because you don't have to splash a lot of money at it. But I still think, you know, it's not the smartest idea buying a color that you know you won't really wear. So obviously at that time, that wasn't a consideration. So I don't hate this color, but like I said, it's not a color that I usually wear. I do think it's a really nice, unique purple. It's kind of like a bluish purple. It's not super, super blue. It's more like an indigo, I'd say. And yeah, like I said, it's a unique color, but I have to be honest with myself. It's not a color I can see myself reaching for, except for a video like this. So this is going. So I've got a few lipsticks here where I only have 1 or 2 from their brand. Let's start off with Fenty, and this is a blue shade. I have not even used this lipstick. It's still brand new. You can still see the FB embossing, but I just heard terrible things about the Mademoiselle lipsticks. The packaging feels super cheap, really, really cheap. I don't know how much this is in Australia, 20 something, $30, I don't know. But I think the packaging, they could do better with it, honestly. I honestly don't know if I want to actually swatch this, because since this is brand new, maybe I can give this away to someone, but I'm not keeping this because I don't wear blue lipsticks. I don't really know anyone else that wears blue lipsticks. I'll put a picture on the screen of what it's supposed to look like instead, maybe. Then I have Snow White from NYX, and I kept this one around because I remember watching one of Hailey's Declutter from Beauty News, and she was talking about how much she loves this shade so much, and I at that time had a lot of NYX lipsticks from this range. This is like their really old packaging. I don't think it looks like this anymore. I do apologize for my terrible application. I don't know, I'm not having the best luck right now. But this is what it looks like on the lips. It's gorgeous. Actually, the formula is really, it's nice. It's creamy and super pigmented. The one thing that I really, really hate about these lipsticks is the smell. I'm one of those people, if I don't like the smell of something, as nice as it can be, I probably won't use it. I am very sensitive to smells. I generally like it when things are not scented. I don't care for cute fragrances. I don't need a cupcake smelling lipstick. I don't need it to smell like Fruit Loops. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not one of those people. In fact, it sometimes can be really nauseating to me. And this one, it's again, a chemical smell. So that's probably why I never wear it. I don't think I should keep lipsticks around because other people like them. I should keep it because I genuinely love it and will use it, but I just don't foresee myself using this color. So I am gonna declutter this one as well. So my mum bought me this Kiko Milano lipstick when she was traveling in Italy. It is a teal green. I don't know why she thought of me when she thought of this color. Maybe she thought, you know, I do a lot of daring makeup, which sometimes I do. But most of the time, especially these days, I do keep it fairly safe. And if I wear a very colorful eye look, then I generally have a very simple lip. I'm not one of those people that, you know, wears a really bright green lip and then a neutral eye. It's rare. I have done it before. In fact, I wore a color quite similar to this from Makeup Monsters to the market once, and let me tell you, on market days, on Saturdays, when it's super busy, you will not have any problem grabbing someone's attention when you're wearing a bright lip, but it's not something I do regularly. I think I might have worn it once. So I can tell you that this color, it is a little bit sheer. On the sheer side, you do need to layer it up to get it to be more opaque. I'm surprised that Kiko Milano sell shades like this. I mean, I don't know a ton about the brand, but whenever I see new releases, they just look fairly neutral. And honestly, if I was gonna have a shade this color, I'm happy just to stick with the Makeup Monsters one. I wish it was more pigmented, and it's not perfect for me. So I'm gonna get rid of this one. Although I do have to say the packaging is kind of cool. Like, it does feel quite substantial. It's got a nice closure. Looks a little bit like a tampon. I don't foresee myself wearing this shade, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. Okay, so I definitely feel like that teal lipstick did stain my lips a little because it is looking a tinge green. Not particularly attractive. Anyway, moving on. I've got a Estee Lauder lipstick, and this is one that was in collaboration with Violette, who is, I think, the creative director for Estee Lauder. Pretty sure she still is. And this is actually a gorgeous shade. It's beautiful. I've never actually used a Estee Lauder lipstick before this one. So I do like this shade. It doesn't feel uncomfortable on the lips. It's not really scented, so it doesn't really bother me. Like I said, I don't need a lot of shades like this in my collection because I rarely wear them, but I will keep this one around. Again, packaging does feel quite nice, although it is plastic. Okay, so we've got two from Suqqu. This gorgeous pumpkin orange was given to me by Jackie He. This was in collaboration with Naomi for Suqqu. It's such a beautiful, unique orange. This is not going anywhere. It's probably one of my favorite oranges that I have from my collection. Since I have used this so many times, I'm gonna put a look where I wore this so I can spare my lips. Kind of wish this was permanent, and I do love the packaging as well with all the lipsticks. It's cute. And then this one, which is one of the first Suqqu lipsticks I ever bought. So it may seem insane that I've kept this lipstick because it's just broken. I have kept it around because I like the shade, but I'm just thinking, yes, I can use it with the lipstick brush, but realistically, I don't use it. I've kept it around because it's sentimental, and I'm thinking, how silly is that? Because I honestly don't wear it. When I first discovered this, it was the perfect red for me. I can't say how true that is now because again, I have not used it for a long time. Let's just try it out actually. Let's try it out. I'll use this brush from Ella Cosmetics. They just sent me a whole bunch of their brushes, which was very, very generous of them. And I do love their sponges. So let's try it with this brush and just see what it looks like on my lips because I haven't used it in years and years. It is a matte formula, but I am wearing a balm underneath, which is why it's looking shiny. So this is what the Shurumura lipstick looks like on my lips. Now that I'm seeing it on my lips, I don't think it's that special. Once upon a time, yes. I think this is why this process is really good for me because I can sort of be more realistic about my lipstick consumption, and you know, I feel like I've got a lipstick this color, so I can say that, you know, now I can decolor this one. It's time to go and not hold on to physical things just because they're sentimental for me. I have one Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick and this is in the shade Stevie. I'm glad I only picked up one because I don't really like this formula, to be honest. It's, again, one of those more drier matte formulas. So the actual shade I do really like, and that's why I've kept it around. I don't wear it a whole ton, but I think it goes with a lot of the looks that I generally like to wear, which is a lot of browns, and I think it goes perfectly with this eye look, actually. I'm gonna keep this one. So this is one that I have from Lipstick Queen. I actually, in the past, had quite a few of their lipsticks, but I have, over the years, decluttered them because I just don't generally like these, and I do find that they're overpriced for what they are. I think this one is a tint from memory because it does look quite dark at the bullet, but I actually don't think it appears the same way on the lips. So I definitely feel like this is more of a lip balm type of thing, which is definitely something that I can use because I don't tend to reach for these colored shades all too often. So I will keep this one around. I do think I need to actually put it in my handbag and just use it. It's okay, but I don't think it's the best for the price point. I won't be purchasing anymore, but I will keep this one. The sun is starting to set, so it's a little bit dark, but let's just press forward. Moving on to some Hourglass lipsticks. I have the Duo that I think was for holiday last year. I was considering getting the one for this year, but I have not picked them up yet. There's one shade that I like, which is the more nude shade, and then there's a dark wine red, which I don't wear that often, so I haven't pick that up. But this one, I honestly do not wear it that often. So this one is in the shade If Only. I don't find it particularly flattering for my skin tone. Kind of wish I had held back on buying this particular duo set because I don't get a lot of use out of these shades. I do like the packaging though. I think it's really nice and sleek. It's unique. You can definitely tell it's an Hourglass lipstick straight off the bat, but the annoying thing is you don't know which one it is because it is refillable, which I think is a good thing. I would definitely consider buying other shades, but for the moment I don't think I'll be buying one of their duos unless I like both shades. So I will keep this one. And then we have the shade I Woke Up, and this is more of a, I think this is a lighter shade. These two shades probably should have gone in the previous video, but anyway, again, it's not a shade that I find particularly flattering. It's okay, but not from someone of my skin tone. I'm not sure if this is starting to smell a little bit off. It smells a little bit like Play-Doh. Is that what your Hourglass lipsticks smell like? It's a bit worrying. I mean, like this one doesn't smell, the other shade doesn't smell, so I don't know. I think I might declutter this one. So it's another day, and I think this is the first time you see me with my new hair, but I got it dyed and I love the color. It's giving me Lulu vibes from Fifth Element. I love it. Anyway, let's continue with the reds. Hopefully I can finish this off today because I only have, well, I do have quite a few more to go. But I've got this one from ASMR Artistry. They sent this to me. I was intrigued. The closest thing to ASMR that I enjoy is Michelle Phan's videos. She is back on YouTube and I just love the sound of her voice. Her voice is really, people say my voice is soothing, and I don't think so at all. But when I think of someone who has a soothing voice, I think of Michelle Phan. It does come in this packaging which has ridges, so I guess you can run your fingers across it. And it kind of has like glittery particles on it, although it doesn't actually show up when you put it on the lips because I have worn this before. Let's put it on. I think this is a really gorgeous red shade. I think they only have 2 shades on the website as far as I'm aware. It has a matte finish and it's super pigmented. I do think it's a little bit of a strange concept to combine ASMR with makeup, but I mean, if that's your thing, maybe you might like that. It did come in a very strange box with like a necklace. I think I have the necklace. Do I have the necklace? I do. And I just think that's such a strange thing to include in a makeup purchase. It's not really my thing, but just thought I would let you know. But yeah, this is a nice red shade and I will keep this one. Next I have a Galant lipstick and I love this lipstick. It's the only one I have. It is very, very luxe. It comes in this gorgeous packaging with a mirror. It's definitely not something that I actually use, but I imagine if, you know, you do take this in your purse and want to apply it, then it does kind of help, but it does feel very weighty. And this is in the shade, I don't even know the shade because it's, this I believe is refillable, but it's a nice shade. Let's put it on my lips. They apply super beautifully on the lips and they're very nice and pigmented. It does have a little bit of iridescence to it, I feel, although it's not super obvious, but it is a cream finish, but it's got a very strong scent to it. Very kind of perfumey, but yeah, it's a very luxe experience to have one of these. I do like this shade and I think they have expanded their shade since I bought this, because I remember when I purchased this there were really not many to choose from, but now you can kind of choose the lipstick case and they've got more shades in their range, which is great. I'm not planning on purchasing any more of these because I just, you know, when it comes to packaging like this, I don't really like to carry something so heavy like this in my purse. And I also, because of the scent, don't, you know, I'm not really enticed, but I do like this lipstick. So I will be keeping this little beauty. So before we move on to Suqqu, I've got one more lipstick and this is one from Sephora. This is in a purple shade. Again, what was I thinking when I bought this? I don't know. I'm not sure if this is sheer. I can't remember. I literally can't remember the last time I wore this. So this is in the shade Rouge Shine in number 47. It smells like grape, actually. Okay, so this is definitely more like a lip tint type of product. It's not going on super pigmented or anything like that. I can see why I like this lip product now. Because it's more of a tint and not a hit of color. And I actually like the smell because it reminds me of Hubba Bubba. And I really like it. I don't like most artificial scents, but this I get along with. I can see myself putting this in my handbag and wearing this, so I'm gonna keep this. I almost forgot I actually own this lipstick, but this is one I bought in Korea, and the reason why I bought it is because it's a chocolate lipstick. But you know what? This is why you shouldn't keep things in its packaging and forget about it, because when I opened this, it was moldy and disgusting. This is what mold looks like. How gross is that? That's so gross. This is not going anywhere near my lips. I am chucking this right in the bin. Ugh. I can't believe I kept something like this for so long. I think when I came back from Korea, and this is in 2016 by the way, I think I was planning to do like a video where I show you what I got in a haul, and that never happened, and this sat in my collection for years, and that's really gross. So it's definitely going in the bin. Lastly, I've got my Suqqu lipstick, save the best for last. I have by far the most amount of lipsticks from this brand because I love their lipsticks, and they have so many different types of formulas. They've got the Extra Glow formula, which is a very creamy kind of formula. Reminds me a little bit of like the Cocoa Flash formula, where it's kind of creamy and you can kind of feel those nourishing oils. And then I've got the Moisture Rich lipsticks, which have more of a balmy feel to them. They're nice as well. They're a bit more sheer, but you can build them up. And then I also have some of their older ones. I don't think they even make these anymore. The Creamy Glow lipsticks, and some of the limited edition ones that come like this. And what else? Oh, I got the new Suqqu Velvet Lipstick color in 101. This is actually part of the holiday collection, which I managed to get my hands on. I did allow myself to buy this one thing along with a palette for my birthday, and I'm not gonna get anything else from that list. Those are the two that I'm limiting myself to, but how gorgeous is this color? It's beautiful. This is a new formula for them, so I don't know what it's gonna be like. Ooh, that color. So I feel like this color goes perfectly with my hair right now. It is quite creamy. It's straight off the bat. It's not my favorite formula of these lipsticks, but again, I'm gonna have to wear this out a bit more to see really how I feel about it. But to me, there's nothing particularly special about this so far besides me loving this color. So definitely gonna keep this one around. Okay, let's try some of these older lipsticks. I've got a Cream Glow lipstick in EX01, which means it's a limited edition, and then a Creamy Glow lipstick in 18. And I don't think they make these anymore. Pretty sure they don't. How gorgeous is this shade? It's beautiful. I really do like the Creamy Glow lipstick formula. They're super pigmented. They glide on the lips. They just boom pigmentation. The one thing I love about Suqqu lipsticks is I don't find that they emphasize lip lines. And I also have dry lips too, so I really find that the Suqqu formulas are made for my lips because they just do everything in a lipstick that I want them to do. So I really enjoy this one. Then we have this limited edition shade EX01. This is a gorgeous shade. I believe this is the shade that I wore in my full face of favorite Japanese products. A super old video, but I will leave it in the cards in case you want to watch that. And this is a stunning color. I really love how punchy this is. I am definitely going to keep this. Again, I love how beautifully this glides on the lips with great pigmentation, very comfortable and beautiful color. I have 3 of their moisture rich lipsticks, one of which is sitting in my handbag at the moment. That is in the shade 12. That gorgeous orange shade that I've constantly been wearing. You've seen it several times on my channel, so I'm not going to swatch that one. I've also got this one, which is in number 11, which I wore in another video, which I will put in the cards, where I talked about how I kind of come up with a look. It's stunning, love it, love the formula. If you like kind of a tinted balm that can be built up, this is a really nice option. Then this is in the shade 106. Let's put that one on the lips. So this is one layer, but I will show you what it looks like when it's built up. And this is what it looks like on the lips built up. It's a nice watermelon-y color. It's very, very moisturizing, really pleasant to wear. So definitely keeping these around. If you are interested in trying Suqqu, I think that the lipsticks are an excellent place to start because they have such a great formula. Then I have these 2 minis, which were part of the Suqqu 15th anniversary collection that Pony kind of promoted. And I was kind of surprised at how small these were. I did not realize that they were going to be minis, and I don't really like mini lipsticks. They also have this kind of crystal detail, which I don't know, I don't really care for. They just kind of make them harder to store. These also do feel quite cheap compared to the rest of their collection. So this one is in the shade 104. This formula actually does remind me of the new formula from Suqqu. And this one is in the shade 105. This one is a slightly deeper shade. Okay, it's significantly deeper. So for me, these 2 lipsticks are the most underwhelming of the entire Suqqu collection of lipsticks I have, honestly, because I don't think the formula is anything special and I don't particularly love the shades, but I will keep them because I am a Suqqu fan and collector. I think Suqqu is probably the only brand that I will make that concession for. It's probably not the most sensible thing, but I will keep these, and I have all 4 of these in my collection. Last but not least, I have my Extra Glow lipsticks, and this is probably my favorite formula from Suqqu. I've got the shade 06. For me, this is like the perfect combination of pigmentation, comfort, and again, they don't emphasize lip lines. So I really like it. It's a nice kind of a fresh color. I've got 08. This is kind of a reddy brown. Another gorgeous color, really, really comfortable. They make my lips look nice and plump. This one is in the shade 15, and this is a brown shade. It's got hints of red in it. I think it really goes with the eye look that I have at the moment. And the last 2 I have are limited edition shades. This one is 104. This is a pink shade. It's quite cool toned. This is not usually the shade of pink that I'd go for, so I don't wear it all that often, to be honest, but I will keep this around because I do like the formula. And if I do feel like wearing pink, this is definitely the pink that I pull for. By the way, these are no means a long-lasting formula, so you do have to reapply it, but I find that because they are kind of on the glossier side, they're kind of not that fussy, and they also wear off pretty nicely, and they're easy to take off. Okay, last shade, 105. This is an orangey shade. It is kind of more of a corally orange. I think this is really a very unique color to my collection. And again, love this formula, so I'm happy to have all the colors in this formula. My lips can just relax now because that's it. I don't have to swatch any more lipsticks. Those are all the lipsticks I am decluttering. I haven't counted it yet, so I'll put it on the screen. I think I did actually pretty well compared to what I expected. But it also means that I really in future need to be mindful of what I bring in, because I already do have some amazing colors in my collection, some amazing formulas. I don't really feel like there's any gaps in my collection that I'm like, oh, I really need this shade of color. A lot of the things on my wish list, you know, it's kind of like in the moment I want it. If I leave it for a while and I don't think about it, life goes on and it's okay. So that is really my goal, is to kind of, and I think it's a lot of people's goals, you know, just be more of a mindful consumer, use what you have, because chances are you've got some awesome things in your collection. Let me know what your favorite red lipstick is. I'd be curious. When I first started getting to makeup, I feel like I wore more bold colors than I do now. Now I'm more of a nude girl. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up for all the work that my lips did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.